produce the oil in the machine or the like car, train. So just change the machine technology things where we can change or reduce the use of oil.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or maybe we can focus a bit in the biofuels, because biofuels are expected to play a valuable role in the changing energy mix, so they can be a cost-effective way to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions, and at the same time in the transport sector, as you said. As long, of course, as the production is managed in a responsible way, but we are one of the largest plants producing, distributing biofuels worldwide. So maybe we can focus on that as well for the agreement.
Yeah.
Also,
Sorry.
that I read data about calculation of emission, and that with this new project we can reduce consuming of coal, which will decrease in 39% on emission. So, and Europe, basically all of countries interested in not forbidden to build new tubes, but actually to see, there are a lot of projects this kind of, but just to see what number it will show, I would say, results of all of projects.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's also important to keep in mind they're really pressing us on our CO2 emissions at the moment. The natural gas that we will be harvesting within this new project, the permafrost, is actually cleaner burning gas. So what we're doing is that we're substituting coal, like you said, for cleaner burning gas, which will lead to less CO2 emissions.
Yeah.
So I think that is definitely one of the spearheads we have to make clear and state that as well. For example, with the third point, helping to shape a more sustainable future. So of course we're looking into other ways of producing energy. So for example, solar, wind, and water energy. That's what we're doing at the moment, but in light of this new project, we're also promoting a cleaner burning gas. That is something we have to keep in mind. Also, something that we should highlight. So coming back on the first point, running up a safe, efficient, responsible, and profitable business. Ensuring that this new trade route will be successful. We'll also make sure that our employees themselves are safe, because the trade route that we're using is safer than it is at the moment, so we don't have to deal with the Suez Canal, we don't have to deal with the Horn of Africa, hiring problems, and stuff in that nature, which of course, that promotes the safety of our employees as well. So I think we should really highlight that as well, saying that we're promoting more safety, and we're giving back to the employees by, their working hours will probably be shorter, seeing as the transit is shorter. And yeah, make sure that we highlight that as well. And the sharing wider benefits where we operate. As we addressed earlier, developing this trade route through the North Sea will probably bring a lot of economic benefits to it, because we're also promoting smaller economies in Siberia and in the Arctic Circle. So that is us giving back to the community, and not necessarily, we don't have to give free money to all the people, of course, but what we're doing now is that we're ensuring that we're creating more jobs, and that we're also developing economies within poorer regions of the world, which they specifically state that we're now belligerizing and we're not doing.
Yeah, also the gas from tube is one of the most safety way to distribute anything, and it's always available, and it's really good for in case of economy. So
yeah,
and the problem is it costs a lot to explore the new resource.
Yeah,
it costs a lot.
So we should probably come up with a business plan at the moment and see to what extent we can adhere to their promises, and see what we're going to do, and promise them what we're going to do and how we're going to improve that. So you see. Okay, so looking to the different points that we have within our business plan, starting off with the first one. So, safe, profitable business, which is what What are we going to do to improve that?
Explore more gas rather than oil field. Yeah, or coal.
Yeah, but this is about our employees, how we guarantee their safety, how we make sure that they get paid enough. So one of the things, of course, safer trade route, which we're now working for.
For you to.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the safer trade route is one thing we're promoting, which is in line with our first one: safe, efficient, responsible, and profitable business. Safer trading routes, also shorter as well. So that also makes it more efficient because our product actually gets closer to where we have to be.
The quality of the infrastructure.
Yeah. So improving infrastructure along trade routes.
Yeah, because at the same time, like we are contributing to the society, like through paying taxes, procuring local goods and services, hiring locally, and supporting like social investments programs. So
Yeah.
for the society, we are done, I think.
Yeah, that's the second one. So sharing wider benefits where we operate. Does anybody would like to add anything to our first point? Safe, profitable business, efficiency, safeguarding and respecting people. So one thing we should probably do with this new training line as well is optimize the vessels that we have, so the boats that we're using for the people.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
And we can provide some well-beings to our employees, like some insurance or some subsidies like this.
What do you mean
They
by
are already
this?
happy as well.
Yes.
Okay.
If not, would be illegal.
So optimizing the vessels that we use as well, making sure that the safety of our employees is safeguarded. So safer trade route, shorter trade route, improving infrastructure along the trade route. Does anybody else have anything that comes to mind regarding the first point?
Well, we can ensure that, for example, to avoid the same problem in Nigeria, like to be sure to create like a safe operating environment between the federal and state government agencies, because we are gonna work with them, like communities, and of course like civil society groups such as non-governmental organizations. So to create a safe operating environment would be nice.
Local workforce. Okay, well, I think that is the base outline of our plan. Let's start off with that one. Moving on to the second point, which is adhering or sharing with the broader
Benefits where we operate, yeah.
benefits to a broader.
I could say what's really important is new job. And for example, especially in Siberia, could be like really have a huge
because
positive impact.
it is a pretty poor area, so
I can't say that it's poor area in Siberia.
yeah, so is it poor or?
No, it's not poor, but what I can say now, a lot of coal, how to say, explore, they close, and this will be, they without job. And this will be good opportunity for them to have a good payment job.
Yeah, and also it's safer.
Yes,
Mining for
safer,
coal
yes.
is very
Yeah.
safer work environments.
And we can have like locally to promote like jobs in their communities.
Safer work environments.
And this is a huge business chance for us because the new energy industry is quite new, and if we grab this chance, maybe we can be the number one of this industry to make more money. Do you think so? So it's a kind of business chance.
Yeah, I would say that it's more new investment in this, because even from Russia, like from East or Siberia, maybe, yeah.
So developing infrastructure as well along this trade route, which will help the general public as well. Sourcing jobs locally.
Maybe some, like sharing experience between Shell and Gazprom, and like really good cooperation
Like
between.
create a good image of the
Yes,
agreement
yes.
between Gazprom and Shell
Yes,
to come up with a reputation.
yeah. Work for one goal.
Clear
Okay,
responsibilities.
from the financial point, we have to consider that we are spending on social investment like $111 million. So
Yeah, but in any case, even without this project, we still will invest in this.
of course.
Yeah.
We'll make sure what our responsibilities are, what we're adhering to, and what we have to do. Stick to that as well. And what did you mention at the time? We were talking about something, right?
Yes, I was.
We
No,
should-
I was talking about the financial because per
okay.
year we spend like $111 billion just in social investment.
Yep.
So that's to have in consideration.
So, okay, moving on to the third one, which is creating a better environment.
Can I add the point for the?
Sorry?
Can I add the point for the part two?
Yep, of course, go ahead.
I think that we should have the local market in energy market. I mean that we may support them to create green access for the energy and support for the entrepreneurship. Did you know?
You mean entrepreneurs within Russia, or?
In the local where we operate.
Yeah, but I mean that is creating local jobs, sourcing jobs locally, and creating new jobs through the trade route. That's pretty much what's already mentioned.
Oh, you mean something else?
Yeah, I mean. Okay. I don't.
Yeah, we have
you
to
can write it
make
down
clear.
yourself if you want to.
Yeah.
You can write it down if you want to make it clear to us.
I mean, I just mean that we will support for the local market in the environment and in the energy field. Maybe we support them for the technology or something.
Yeah, but
Okay.
no,
Gazprom.
yes,
Yeah.
from Shell to Russia.
But
to,
right now we can't transfer any
Yeah.
technology, we can't transfer any machine because of the sanctions.
Yeah.
We are very limited now.
yeah,
Okay.
we can now only support by financial. What?
Money.
Yes, Moscow
money.
will
So
do the same.
investing into local economy.
We are not
Yes.
allowed to transfer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our main point, how to make a transition to a low carbon energy future and tackle like climate change while also sending the economic and social benefits of energy to everyone on the planet. So that's our dual challenge. And we have to keep that idea of the agreement.
And also Siberia, of course, hasn't as much vegetation and animals as, for example, Nigeria does.
Of course.
Because it is a colder place, it doesn't
There
necessarily.
is not.
I mean, there's less wildlife, so we're actually making less of an impact because we're choosing a field to drill in which has less people and less animals around. So it's a safer drilling location, I think.
I can't totally agree with this.
It's not the, yes. It's not as hard.
For example, there is no lion and giraffe, but there are a lot of bears and wolves and like whole
Yeah, but it isn't as densely populated as Nigeria is, for example.
Yes, this I agree, but also that there are a lot of forests, like one of the biggest, for example, wood supplier, also Siberia as well.
Yeah.
So. What's
So
the first
relocate
one?
well less people.
Yeah, we are assuming that we are responsible in
Yes,
our
yeah.
production and in our consumption. It's
Yeah.
one of the goals for the agreement.
But it isn't as impacting, I mean, it's a lower risk of spills as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, cleaning burning gas is what?
Just a second.
The what?
Well, what actually has been done now in Siberia is that there's a lot of coal being mined and burned, and coal doesn't burn very cleanly. So if we're delving up cleaner burning gas within Siberia, we're actually lowering CO2 emissions as well.
Yeah, it's 29%.
Yeah, so coal. Coal's more polluting, gas is cleaner.
Also, the tube is the most safety
Yeah.
way to transport, distribute.
Safe way of transport. Less use of trucks. So one thing I also read about is that within these oil tankers, there's a big revolution going on at the moment in which they sell filtering systems as well. It is a very low cost investment. You just put an extra filter on the engine and it actually reduces emission by about 30%. So we should probably look into investing in these filters for our ships as well.
Yeah.
So carbon filters for our ships. We still have anything to add to that on the third point? These points. Oil and gas, we go to clean gas. Managing greenhouse operations from our own operation. Managing greenhouse emissions from our own operations. What are some actions we can do to make sure that we decrease that as well? Decrease the amount of CO2 we emit by our own production. So example for use of cars, tanks, that type of stuff. So actually using less trucks because we're just using the gas line. Which doesn't consume any CEO because we does CO2, sorry. Which is of course a safer option and it uses less trucks. And these carbon filters for our ships, which also reduce emission. And maybe looking into green ways of travel. And making more use of, I mean, these ships are, of course, they can handle a lot more gas as well, gas and oil. Increase capacity of ships, but reduce. else have anything to add? On Louis, Cloud, maybe?
Can we focus more on the renewable energy like wind?
Yeah.
Something
So
else?
developing within the Arctic Circle as well, looking at sustainable energy solutions there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of sea currents. We can use that to develop greener energy.
Yeah, but I think the problem will be with financial part. Imagine how it would cost.
Yeah. So one thing we could do is, of course, improve the development of windmills there, because it is a very open. There's not a lot of people around who are, and there's a lot of wind in the polar circle.
Yeah.
So promote wind energy.
And we have to reduce the net carbon footprints as well.
Yeah, so that's what
Of
we're
the
doing.
energy products that we sell.
Yeah. So what we're doing with that is the less use of trucks, carbon filters for ships,
And increasing the capacity,
capacity on the ships, and
Of
also making the switch from coal to gas, which also reduces CO2
Yeah.
emissions.
Lower carbon footprints.
Yeah.
We do that.
Do we have any, so promote wind energy,
And
support,
solar.
so, yeah, solar. But I mean,
Ah,
that is difficult within the Arctic Circle,
No, no,
seeing
no.
as half of the year is totally dark, right?
I'm pretty sure about wind energy there. No?
Well, I mean, in the Netherlands we have it as well, that you just put these big windmills
Yeah, I know, I
within
know.
the sea, seeing as it is a very, it's a trade,
Offshore, you mean?
offshore as well,
Offshore.
yeah. So they put offshore windmills, I mean, there's not a lot of, what they call visual pollution as well, because it is in a very densely populated area.
Yeah, but visual pollution, but you have to install wind, and there is some kind of mechanism in the earth which generates this energy. This may impact on maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
On the sea, you mean? On the sea, you mean?
No, on the earth, because they install special mechanism which generate energy from
Yeah,
wind
but
and
that's
earth.
onshore. We are talking about offshore,
Ah,
you know, in the sea.
yes, yes.
And promote the vehicles technology for using energy.
Sorry, you promote what?
For example,
Promote the vehicles, vehicle,
Vehicle?
yeah, vehicles technology, how they use their energy, make it productive.
That's a good example.
can you write it down?
Vehicle, V-E-H-I.
Yeah, but what vehicles do you mean?
Ah, cars. Like
Yeah.
vehicles.
Cars, vehicles, like, higher the energy using, how to say that?
More
There's a
efficient.
technology, yeah, more,
Yeah, of course,
Efficient.
like self-driving cars.
yes.
Yeah,
We are
or,
talking about.
for example, biodiesel, I'm looking into ethanol and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is a clean burning
Mhm.
substance.
The same
But it's
oil,
necessarily
gas,
something
but you can
that
burn
ties in with
longer
our business at the
No.
moment.
Yeah.
I don't think.
and reduce the COR emission as well, the technology. And release it for, 40%.
Yeah, but how to relate to our business?
That's what we're talking about, sustainable energy. And
Yeah, but
in cooperation with the car company,
what we're looking at now is looking at the business case that we have at the moment. For example,
so maybe
going
we
into
can
cooperation with
cooperation,
Gazprom,
yeah,
and we have to deliver to them a new plan to show them how we're going to reduce or and
In
adhere
this
to
case,
in this case, and look to what extent we adhere to the Paris Agreement. So we have to give them clear a clear picture of what we're going to do to make sure that Shell adheres to this agreement.
And I'll say also like fulfill the Paris agreement.
We have 3 minutes to wrap it up, and then we will have reflection.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else who'd like to add anything, something that might be important within our plans for the Paris Agreement? Because I think we have a very good basis right now, and we can develop this within 48 hours and make sure that we at least give them something to work with and keep them off our backs until we can develop this any further. So I think this is something we should definitely stick with and take this into our memorandum as well. Yeah. Anybody like to add anything else?
Nay.
Okay. Well, let's conclude then. See how it goes.
And do you think that this program is gonna be affordable and clean energy, based on affordable and clean energy? Because I suppose that the infrastructure there.
Yeah, of course you have to invest, but I think that will make it back over time. Looking at CFO, I mean, we of course have to pay less fines as well. If we have more CO2 emissions, we're also paying more fines and all that type of stuff. Gas is cleaner, the pipeline is safer, it takes less maintenance and less people, so we're actually saving money on that as well. Well, the carbon filters for ships, of course, that is an investment we have to make, but it is emission reducing, and of course increasing the capacity on ships, but it'll probably take less employees, or it'll be safer to transport with larger capacities.
May I ask that like we discussed before, I see that most of us agree with the project, right? But the disadvantage of the project is we can build the line under the sea to transfer the oil.
Okay, almost done?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Go ahead.
Almost done.
I understand, right?
Yeah.
But I think that this is on the most effective way for us to follow the third part, the sustainable energy.
Yeah.
So do you think it's opportunity with what we are doing?
Well, pipelines are actually a very much safer way of transporting gas than the current ways of doing it by boat or by
Yes.
yeah. It's much safer and it's less polluting as well because you're not using vehicles to transport it.
Yeah, but I mean that
It's undersea.
yeah, but I mean that if we agree with the project we are discussing, so we can in that way, right? Because
You can't use what?
the line for the transportation. So that
The line?
Yeah, the line, the pipeline.
The pipeline.
Yeah. So that may be our challenge.
The construction.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, we are paying, but it's Russian shares of the construction.
Yes.
I mean, it's a Turkish company who is making the logs for the pipeline. I mean, we don't have to worry about it.
And I actually want to say that for previous projection was built like about 30 this kind of construction, and for this new project with only one.
Okay.
Yes. So this
I just
will.
want to link to our project that we are discussing about, because I think that is a safety way, the easy way if the line will build, but if we agree with the project, so that way we can use. So I just think about that.
I think that as we shall, I think Gazprom also interested in keeping contact with us. So they would not like lose clients as we and Europe in general. So
Okay.
I'm sure that they will.
We will start the reflection. According to the agenda, you should start from self-reflection first. What about your own behavior, the discussion, involvement? Yeah? Start from Hanlu, perhaps?
My self-reflection.
And tomorrow you will become the CEO.
Yeah.
So,
Wednesday.
oh yeah, sorry, Wednesday, yes, Wednesday, exactly, thanks, yes. So,
For me, I think I performance kind of like a chef legal officer in this
chief legal officer, yes. Mhm.
officer in this simulation, and what to say? I discuss the questions from the legal view and
Mhm.
and the current situation of the issues.
Lisu, go on. Yeah. What
This
about you?
time I act as a HR, human resource officer, and in this case it's really hard to relate to HR part. So for me it's a challenge to come out some ideas about the share company, and I try to be involved in all the questions and things and come out several ideas that I think might be useful. And I was recording the writing board and some recording things. So
Okay.
I did some jobs.
Yeah, today
How?
about executive director. Actually, I feel that myself, I know that I not contribute or support you a lot because I feel that I'm not have enough information for this problem. So I know that a lot of you have a lot of information, and sometimes it makes me overwhelming because something I actually I want to say, but you kind already said that. So I know that today my performance is not active like I expected, but I think that I gained some experience and some learning knowledge for the
Yeah, I'm the projects and technology director, and this topic is really essential for me because I'm from Russia and I'm Siberian. I know a lot of information from inside and from my perspective, and I try as much as possible to how to say, get a lot of information about cost, conditions, consequences that may have impact on a CEO or decision, and because his decision will impact on me, because yeah, I have to develop a project basically, yeah. But yeah, because this topic is really close to my heart, I spent all of my passion and I'm interested in this. So,
Natalia?
Well, from the point of view of the director of communication, wasn't easy for me because, of course, my main function here is to be worried about the brand image and the reputation of the business. So we have kind of limitations to solve with the sustainability, but on the other hand, well, of course, we are mainly based on the stakeholders, so I think that is a good opportunity because it was a good experience, and I think that the decision was taken based on good facts and the values of the business, and of course, always worried about the safety because it's our main concern for our stakeholders, our customers, our employees. So I think that was quite useful, and I hope that the North Stream 2 is coming up soon.
Well, today I was CEO, unexpected, and CFO, which I didn't expect. So I didn't necessarily read into much things with the CEO. I generally focused on more of the financial statements, but I think it went pretty well. And especially Natalia was able to support me in CEO with the aspects of the sustainability. I read up into a little bit of that, but she got more detailed information. I think it was very important for me to keep the structure in the meeting going and making sure that everybody is attention to the board and everybody gets a say within the decision that we make as a CEO, and of course minding our financial statements as a CFO. So I think it went pretty okay today. Good.
I just share some my feedback, my observations from that. I really like the CEO. You are born to be a leader, very good. I also really like the central board of this board. It's Natalia and you, Vika, right? Yes. You three play the vital roles of these boardrooms. It's really good. But I'm a bit disappointed at these three Asian girls. You are too quiet, yeah? And you didn't show your position in these boardrooms. And I know some dilemmas, sometimes you get lost what they are discussing. Why not just stop them and said, I'm lost, could you please repeat this one? Just try to tap into it. and you are the legal officer, and actually they make a lot of actions. You should analyze it from the legal perspective. But of course, you don't have this real expertise in that. But why not say, okay, now this is action on the list, but I need to check it. And I will put it on my to-do list to check whether this is feasible legally. Understand? So I will feedback to you 2 days later. Yeah? So try to show your position in this board. Otherwise, you'll be fired. Okay? And this is a very international board. I can see sometimes you lost communication because of the accents, because of different thinking ways. Sometimes Liu Su wants to tap into it, but you find it difficult to make them understand you. But I really like your efforts. Yeah, you try to show that I'm really involved in your discussion. This is a good effort. Yeah, and I also really like what Natalia, really as a director of communication, very communicative, and always try to trigger the others' communication, listen to the others seriously, and the leader always say, okay, hello, what is your opinion? Tao, could you please share your opinion? You try to get turned to them. That's really good. And from very beginning, you started to use the whiteboard because there are so many ideas, and these girls looks like lost. So you try to put it. That's a really good step of that. Yeah. So I think for Wednesday, you will change the roles. Yeah. And what I have heard just now is you first need to know how my job, my position should be connected to this case. Yeah, like what you said. Because you are the leader of different departments. On the other hand, you should also defend the rights of the team behind you. Understand? Otherwise, you will be always directed by Natalia, by Vika to their points. Yeah, I will be sorry to be the leader, to be the member of your team. Understand? Yeah. So, but I really like the dynamic, the decision-making process of your team. Okay, and I do see some leadership of some of the members. Yeah. Okay. So I have to go to the other group.
Yes.
Yeah. And we see each other in the lunch. Okay.
We're going back to the class now, right?
To 1 o'clock to the lunch. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.